Namaste. Hi there, it's me, Stacey Lei, and of course, Miss Foxy Brown. Welcome to yoga, and thank you for joining me. I learned to teach yoga when I was in southern India. The city is called Mysore, India, and this is the birthplace of Iyengar yoga. Iyengar was created for body types of all shapes and sizes for all ages, for people with disabilities of most types, flexibility issues, discomforts, and diseases. Iyengar yoga, their philosophy is that yoga is for everyone, and where there's a will, there's a way. In Iyengar yoga, we use props of all different types, items just from around your house, to make more postures accessible to your body. So if you have trouble accessing any postures, Iyengar yoga might be your answer. Where there's a will, there's a way. For today's class, you'll need a lot of props. First of all, you'll be using a wall for some of our exercises, so please make sure you have access to a little bit of empty wall space. You'll need a high back chair, and it will need to be one that's light enough that you can move around fairly easily. Not great big changes, but forward and back. You'll need a carpet or a mat for us to move down to the ground later on in class, and you'll need 1 or 2 blocks. If you don't have a block, you can use a thick book or even a thick or sturdy cushion from your sofa or from your bed. That might even be more comfortable for you. If you have more than 1 block, I'd like you to start by placing 1 on either side of you. If you only have 1 block or 1 prop, then place it over on the right side. Let's get warmed up. Bring your feet together, please, and reach your arms overhead. Now, there will be a few times during class today where you'll lose my body parts off the screen, or there might be a few times where I turn my back to you, which is unusual for these workouts. But you've got me in the mirror right here, so let's do this together, okay? Exhale, draw your elbows back. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw your elbows back, lift your chest, and simultaneously draw your tailbone down to lengthen your spine. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now reach up. We're going into cow face pose, or part of it, just with our arms. Separate your hands and draw your right arm down and behind you with your palm exposed. You can see my hand in the mirror. And then your top hand comes down. Maybe your fingers will touch and maybe not. Just get a sense of how this feels and turn your head to the right. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Now open up your arms wide. And let's do this the other way. So you'll fold your left arm, palm exposed. Place your hand on your back, and then your right arm comes up and over. Now you might notice that this side is a little bit different than the other side. That's okay. None of us are perfectly symmetrical. Turn your head to the left, please. Take a deep breath in, and a long exhale. Feel your neck stretch, feel your shoulders stretch. Open your arms wide and turn your head towards me. Arms forward and sit down, chair pose. So chair pose is just like a static squat. We're sitting still. I'd like you to draw your knees together. Bring both hands to your left thigh. Step back with your right leg and position yourself in high lunge with your back heel lifted. Now pivot your back foot so that you have 1 foot forward towards me and 1 foot sideways. This is very traditional warrior feet. Bring your hands to your heart, your elbows are up, twist towards me, and then twist your torso in between both legs. Towards me and between your legs, last time. And then return. Your shoulders stacked over your hips. Open your arms wide. The warrior two. Stretch your arms as long as you can with your thumbs up. Back hand onto your back thigh. Front arm reaches up. Press your thumb over your head and try to make your top arm straight. This is called the peaceful warrior. Now return your arms to the warrior two. And then pivot your feet so that all 10 toes are pointed in the same direction. Bring your hands down, rest them on your thighs, soften your knees, and hinge forward. Now, if you have a block or a book in front of you, you can lean onto this block, bend your knees a lot, and now straighten your legs. Bend and straighten. Please do your best to lengthen your spine rather than rounding your spine. And it might be helpful for you to keep your block in its highest position. Bending and straightening, we're warming up your hamstrings. Let's have 2 more of these. Bend and straighten, last time. Now bend your knees. Place your hands onto your thighs. Hinge your body up. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that on the other side. Now, if you only have one block, please move that block over to the left side. Walk towards the front of your space. Bend your knees, sit down, chair pose. You could reach your arms out in front of you just like before, thumbs up. Bring both hands over to your right leg. Step back with your left leg. For now, your back heel should be lifted. Draw your shoulders back. Find a nice high lunge. You should feel this stretch in the front of your leg. Now pivot your back foot so that you have warrior feet. 1 foot towards me, 1 foot towards the side. Bring your hands to your heart and lift your elbows. Please press your palms together a lot. Twist towards me and then back. Your torso comes in between your legs. Twist towards me. So as you press your palms together, that will help you to activate this deep twist, this deep torso twist. Okay, stack your shoulders over your hips and now open your arms wide. The warrior two posture. Back hand, back thigh. Front arm reaches up with your thumb pointed over your head. This is called reverse warrior or the peaceful warrior. A deep breath in and a long exhale. Return to the warrior two. And now pivot all 10 toes in the same direction. Bend your knees, bring your hands to your thighs, hinge forward. 2 hands onto your block, please. Bend your knees and straighten your legs. Bend and straighten. So your goal is a long, extended, neutral spine. You might find that it's easier to access with the block in its highest position. And now keep your legs as long and straight as you can. You could test your position by lifting your toes off the floor just a little bit. Make sure you're balanced. Please bring your left hand to the block and slide your right hand up and twist to your right. And then lower down to the block. Let's do this on the other side. Your right hand comes to your rib cage. Twist and rotate your torso. Inhale. Exhale. Both hands return to the block. Walk your hands to your thighs and hinge your body up. Inhale. Exhale, 2 hands to your heart. Step your feet together. Now, let's walk over towards the wall. We're going to use the wall as a prop for some of our exercises. Step your feet away from the wall approximately 6 inches. And then draw your tailbone down the wall. So you want to feel that your back is lengthening along the wall, removing some of the space between your lower back and the wall. Now you feel that your tailbone is drawn under. Sweep your arms up overhead. Draw your elbows down the wall. See if you can get your elbows to touch. Reach up and bring your hands to your heart. Do that again. Your hands come down. Sweep your arms all the way up. Draw your elbows down the wall. Reach up, hands to your heart. So the wall is giving you feedback, letting you know that your arms are far enough behind your body, that you're really starting to open up your chest and shoulders. Let's do that one more time. Sweep your arms up. Draw your elbows down. Sweep your arms up. And now bring your hands to your heart. Now hinge forward just a little bit. Cow face pose just with our arms like we did before. So your right arm will come back behind you, palm exposed. And your left arm will come up and over. Now lean back onto the wall and see if you can draw your elbows onto the wall. And then turn your head to the right. So right now, the wall is providing a little extra resistance to help you open your shoulders. Roll your head towards me, please. Open your arms wide. And now fold your left arm under. Your palm should be on the wall. And your right arm overhead, your palm on your body. Roll your head and look towards the left. Inhale deeply. Exhale a lot. Take your arms wide. Press into the wall with your arms. And now reach your arms forward with your thumbs up. Walk your feet away from the wall. And now place your hands on your thighs. Sit down into a wall sit. Now, if your knees are feeling tender here, just stand up. In fact, just stand up anyway. Come on, stand up. Yep. And if your knees were feeling tender, you can walk your feet away from you just a little bit. Now let's slide down again. Draw your navel a bit closer to the wall. Draw your shoulders back. If you feel safe, lift your arms up with your thumbs up. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Bring your hands down to your thighs and slide your body back up. Press your hands into the wall and push your body up. Now, pardon me for turning my back to you. We're going to practice a plank on the wall. So place 2 hands on the wall, step away from the wall, and lengthen your spine. If you feel comfortable, you can lower down onto your elbows. See if you can press your heels into the floor. You'll feel a very deep calf stretch in both legs. Press back up to your hands if you've lowered to your elbows. Now please just make sure that you bring your butt along with you. So we don't want your butt out here. We want your body in a long, straight diagonal line. You could bend your elbows. 3, exhale, 2, exhale. Last time. Now step your feet in. If you need to grab your block, please do. Bring it close to you now. Separate your legs and keep your feet about 6 inches away from the wall. Lean back onto the wall and bring your block to the floor. So similar to the exercise that we did before, except now you can lean your butt on the wall as you bend and straighten. Bring your chest a little bit closer to your thighs. Bend and straighten. And now, because you're leaning on the wall, you might find it easier to reach down to the floor. Inhaling, exhaling. You've got 2 more of these. Inhale, exhale, last time. Inhale, exhale, bring your chest to your thighs. Bend your knees, walk your hands up to your thighs, hinge your body up, lean back onto the wall. Just feel that sense of relief as you lean back. Inhale and exhale. Hopefully, you're appreciating accessing some of these exercises a little bit differently than normal. Okay, now we're going to use our chair. If it's not set up this way already, please do turn the chair seat towards the right side of the room. Okay, now I'll need to turn my back to you again, so pardon me for that. Make sure the chair is braced up against the wall. I'm going to show you a great way to approach hip openers. Now, you'll come close to the wall with your arms up on the wall, and you'll bring your leg closest to the chair onto the seat. And then you'll move very close to the wall. So this exercise is typically practiced on the mat. It's called the half frog. And it's a way to open up your hips, but when we use this chair, it's so much more accessible. Both arms on the wall, your elbows are even with your shoulders. And then turn your head away from the wall. Turn your head away from the chair. And you'll feel a deep stretch in your shoulders, in your neck, and in your hips. Inhale deeply. Exhale. One more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Slide your hands down. Press your leg off the chair. And now let's approach our plank again. 2 hands on the chair. Please make sure that your chair will not slide away. 2 hands on the chair and step back to high plank. Inhale. Exhale. Making a straight line from your shoulder down to your hip, down to your ankle. One more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Step in with one foot and the other foot. Come on up. Now, turn your back towards the chair and have a seat. I'm just going to turn towards you so that you can see me. You'll place one hand on either side of the seat and walk your feet away from the chair. Now lift your hips up. Bridge posture. Draw your shoulders back. Keep your arms very straight. Engage your seat a lot. So squeeze your butt cheeks. Please make sure your toes are forward. Be sure you're engaging your seat. Lift your hips nice and high and tuck your chin a bit so that your neck feels long in the back. Inhale and exhale. Lower your hips down, step 1 foot back and have a seat on the chair. Reach back behind you and open your chest. And then soften. Okay, let's practice this series on the other side. So I'll ask that you stand up and turn the chair seat in the opposite direction. Be sure the chair is very close to the wall so that you could use the wall. And now you'll walk up in front of the chair, bring your leg closest to the chair onto the seat. From there, you'll move very close to the wall as we approach half frog. Now lift your arms up so that your elbows are in line with your shoulders. And now turn your head away from the chair. You'll feel a deep stretch in your neck. If the stretch is too intense, you don't have to turn your head. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Okay, turn your head to the wall. Slide your hands down. Safely dismount the chair, and then turn your body towards the chair seat. Let's do another plank. Bring both hands onto the seat of your chair, and then step back. Before you let go with your other foot, be sure that your chair is sturdy. High plank off a chair. The plank exercise is such a good exercise. It's so good for your core muscles, all the muscles that wrap around and support your torso. It's good for your arms and your shoulders. But it's sometimes really challenging to do on the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Take a big step in towards the chair seat. Both feet in. And then help your body up. Now, turn your back to the chair seat and sit down. Let's practice bridge pose again. So, you could turn your palms away from you, or if you have tender shoulders, you can bring your hands out to the side, whichever feels more comfortable for your shoulders. Step your feet forward. They should be about hip distance apart. Press your shoulders down and lengthen your neck. Please be sure that your arms are straight. Lift your hips and hold. I'd like you to be aware of the position of your feet. Your toes should be forward and your knees should be aligned over your toes. Continue engaging your seat, your butt muscles. Squeeze those muscles tight. Of course, as you're squeezing your muscles and not moving, it's very important to exhale. Step one foot in and slide onto the chair. This time, turn and face me. Reach your arms out in front of you. Turn your palms in. And now lift your palms up. Now we'll make circles around and then in the opposite direction. Interlace your fingers. Tick-tock your wrists from side to side. And now shake your hands out. Oh, we did some nice deep stretching and some strengthening. I'd like you to move the chair off the mat and out of your space. And now we'll lower down to the ground together. You will need your blocks or your bolsters. So separate your feet just like this. Front hand on your front thigh and take your time lowering down to the ground. You can even use a block to help you. Okay, so I'm going to bring all of my cushions and bolsters into my space so that I could show you all the different opportunities we have here. Now, if you do have a block, I'd like you to sit on your block now so you could place it right back behind you and sit up nice and high. And then scoot towards the front of the block so that your pelvis is tilting forward just a little bit. And then bring your feet together so that your knees are out wide. Now, if you have a few more blocks, you could place them underneath your knees for support. Instead, I'm going to use my bolsters. So this is another approach to our hip opening. You might remember that we practiced half frog on the wall. So we're opening up our hips. Draw your shoulders back, please. It's nice to have a little bit of support in these challenging postures. You should be feeling comfortable. Inhale and exhale. Sometimes when we practice yoga, we practice vinyasa, which is a flow from one posture to the next, similar to the way we practiced our warm-up. Sometimes in yoga, it's a little bit more drill-based. We practice an exercise and then move on to the next one. In today's class, we're building strength and opening our hips. Okay, I'd like you to help your knees back up. Extend your legs out in front of you and flex your feet, so push through your heels and spread your toes. You'll feel a lengthening in your hamstrings. Sitting up on this block, you have a little bit more space to work. I'd like you to reach back, and you could place your fingertips onto the block or onto the floor, whichever feels good, and then just hinge your torso forward. Do your best to keep your spine long. Now our goal right now is a hamstring stretch. If you'd like to, you can place your bolsters onto your legs and then just lean forward a little bit. You might feel the backs of your legs starting to stretch. Hinge back up, please. Remove the bolsters or blocks. And now slide your right leg over to the side and fold your left leg. Now you could stay up on a block or sit on the floor. I'd like you to turn your torso towards your right leg. Flex your foot a lot, so pull your toes towards your nose, and then just crawl your hands forward. Lengthen through your spine. You can use a block or a block and a bolster. They don't always need to be the same. You could hold on to those as they bring the floor closer to you, and you bring your chest closer to your thigh. Inhale and exhale, hinge forward. Hinge your body back up, please. And now let's shift over to the other side. Remembering, with our long, deep stretches, let's turn our shoulders towards our leg, flex your foot, spread your toes. Okay. With our long, deep stretches, it's always ideal to hold for a nice long period of time, very long breaths. I always suggest 3 to 5 breaths, which can be for about a minute. If your breaths are very deep, when I was in Mysore, we would hold postures for 15 to 20 minutes, by the way. You're pretty lucky I'm not doing that to you today. Taking our time and being patient. It's really helpful to have tools around us so that if we start to get a little tired, we can change the position of the props. Hinge your body back up, please. For our very last posture, we'll be using the wall. And I'll bring you into a very relaxing posture called legs up the wall. So bring your body down to the mat. And then come very close to the wall. Lower yourself down onto your side and then onto your back. Bring the leg closest to the wall, up the wall, and then the other leg. And then scoot your butt as close to the wall as you can. Now, legs up the wall is one of the most restorative, relaxing postures that we have available to our human body. So, I'm going to suggest that you stay in this posture for 3 to 5 minutes. That means well after this video ends. Just draw your shoulders back, melt into your mat or your carpet, rock your head from side to side. Take a moment to flex your feet very, very hard. Ready? Press, press, press through your heels, spread your toes, and now relax. You could bring your palms out by your sides, palms up or palms down. And enjoy this relaxation posture. It was an honor and privilege to be your guide today. I hope you had a good experience through this adventure with props. And I look forward to having you join me next time. Until then, stay happy and healthy.